What's your favorite hunting tradition? Is it the early morning coffee by the campfire? Or the stories shared while waiting in the blind? Maybe it's that special spot you go back to every season, just like the person who first took you hunting. Hunting season is finally here, and Academy Sports and Outdoors has everything you need to gear up for less. From shotguns and rifles to feeders, game cameras, camo, and more, we've got the brands you trust and the prices you'll love. Plus, text HUNT24 to 22369 and get $20 off when you spend $100 on hunting supplies at academy.com. Need a hunting license? Pick it up in store while you shop. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Gear up, have fun, and make this season your best one yet.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Right, let's pick up Annie.
Yep. Darts on.
Well, I want to get back for the darts. I want to go and.
So you want to get all your shopping done and back. Do this.
By about
do all your shopping and get back by 7:30.
No, I want to be out of the house for 7:30, so I can be back for about 9:30.
Darts will pretty much be finished.
Nah, darts will be on till about 11 o'clock.
Channel 5 Christmas special. Are you watching this year? The Celebrity Spunk Off.
The what?
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's come to now, literally.
Oh, is it what Thingy Island? Fancy? What's it called?
Yeah, it's not Love Island, but I think they put a show on something like that.
Why are you in black and white, by the way, Daz?
This is dark.
Oh right, okay.
I'm going back to. I think
I was
I'm
wondering if you were made by the same people who did It's a Wonderful Life. That's it.
That's by the way, great film.
Review of last week's games.
Okay, so who remembers last Thursday? I barely do, to be honest. Broncos 27, Chargers 34. Anyone watch any of these games this week? Are we just going to make up what we think might have happened?
Yeah.
Well, I saw this, so you two have a guess at what happened, and I'll tell you whether you're right or not.
Okay, I'm thinking that the Chargers played the Broncos and the Chargers won.
Okay, on to the Texans at Chiefs.
What happened with the Chargers' normally impenetrable defense?
I saw a stat, and I know you two both love a stat. You know, for most of the season, I think up to week 10, Chargers and Steelers were 1 and 2 in total defense stats. Since week 10, the Chargers and Steelers are now 24th, 25th over those. Since week 10, we're 24th and 25th.
I actually saw that. I saw that stat. Yeah, it answers no questions whatsoever why that's actually happened.
I'm guessing it's being that reliant on your defense just takes its toll on the defense physically, and at that stage of the season, it just hits you, and it's the only explanation I can think for it. It's not like we're suddenly becoming expansive and playing fantastic offense. It's just, I reckon both defenses are a little bit beaten up. Same goes for the Broncos recently as well.
Looking at Bo Nix, all I can go off is stats there. Again, I don't think that's a bad game. 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Check the breakdown, though. First half and second half. So the Broncos were 21...
21-13.
No, it was 21-10 or 24-10. Yeah. So they pretty much deteriorated second half. And the Chargers weren't great, but
21-6. Chargers outscored the Broncos in the second half.
yeah. So the Chargers weren't great, but they looked like they had a bit more life in them than the Broncos. I think they're both on the same record now. So
9-6. They are indeed.
And the Chargers winning that is what kept the likes of Miami and Cincinnati and technically the Colts. Still in the hood.
Nice to see you didn't get any picks, Nicks. Picnics.
Bo Nix, no picks.
Yeah. I think he'd had 5 in the previous 2 games, so getting to that sort of error-free football is always.
I know, but there was about as much chance of there being a completion in the second half. I tell you, he was way off. Texans 19, Chiefs 27. Chiefs won a 1-score game. Who could possibly have foreseen?
I know that's
that happening. It's more of the same, isn't it? It's
the key word there is one. What we do.
Copy
what's
and
in
paste
front of you. Yeah.
Every fucking game this season.
It's not a bad way of winning, though. As long as you win, don't matter, does it?
But at least there's some kind of quality opposition, albeit they haven't been in great form. But the Chiefs have been doing that against shit teams. So they've at least done it against a half-decent team this time.
How did Mahomes play? Did anyone watch this?
All right. Got sacked a few times again.
No interceptions in the last 5 now.
Admittedly. No, but I think having Pacheco back means that they're running it a bit more as well. Him and Kareem Pye, they seem to be handing it off to them two quite a bit. So maybe that's why he was struggling so much, because they didn't really have a run game for so long.
I think since Pacheco's come back, they've not really given him much to do, have they?
No,
he's not 100%.
No,
but Kareem
yards he went for.
Kareem did all right this week. He put some decent numbers.
Got a touchdown.
Yeah.
Good to see Xavier Worthy actually having a decent game. 1 for 65, being Mahomes' chief receiving target. 11 times he was a target, 7 catches, 1 touchdown for 65 yards.
Well, the Hollywood Brown back as well.
5 for 45.
He'll be able to drop an important pass in the next couple of weeks.
I look at the Chiefs, right, and don't get me wrong, obviously they're a good team. They've got a good record and everything. And I think, God, this team is round about 5 to 8 years too old. Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce's been around, DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Perrine. You think, God, it's
but to be fair, they've had to bring 60% of those in to fill gaps in the roster, haven't they, this year? Perrine, they've only just brought back.
And it's not like Hopkins is a bad player.
No.
He's at the end of his career, but he's still a great receiver.
But if they hadn't have had all those injuries, you wouldn't really have expected Hopkins to have gone now, would you? Or would you?
If I was a Chiefs fan and I was given the option of having Hollywood Brown fit all season or him injured and you bring in DeAndre Hopkins, I know which one I'd go for. One of them is one of the best receivers of the last 10 years. One of them's Hollywood Brown. So
no, very true.
Who is very, very fast, but all it means is he'll get a long way down the field before dropping it.
Yeah. Have the Saints not just played the Packers recently? No.
Yes, because obviously they played each other last night, didn't they?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. What a game, by the way.
So tell me how the Saints put up 40 points against the Packers.
And still lost by 30. Incredible game.
Honestly, this is no word of a lie.
Who knew Drew Brees was going to come back?
No word of a lie. I was looking for the Green Bay Packers, and I don't know where I got this from, that the Saints put up 40 and the Packers got about 15, 16 points. I was literally looking for this, and they've not played yet.
Yes, they have played last night.
Yes, they have. They played last night.
Yeah, this is Tuesday today.
Oh, yeah.
It's Tuesday. It's Christmas Eve, everyone.
Okay, so when the Saints win by 20, 30 points.
Put them in the prediction sheets.
Yeah. And they have, yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, were you just having one of your daydreams? Is that what's happening?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, unlucky.
Anyway, so you imagined the Saints putting up 40-odd points against the Packers,
Yeah, that's what I mean. How's that happened? Hold on a minute, because it had
I don't know.
Spencer Rattler.
Have you been out for festive drinks?
No, because
this
it had
weekend?
Spencer Rattler training in a freezer. Is this not a thing?
Have you been spiked again?
Spencer Rattler, has he not been in a freezer?
I don't know.
Oh my God, I don't know where I'm getting this from. Honestly, I've had.
I've seen someone decline in real time, isn't it?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is where I've got it one. This is where I've got it from. More options. I don't want any more shitty.
Were you playing Madden?
No. This is true. So it says here, Spencer Rattler uses icy freezer to prep
The
for Monday night.
iciest of freezers.
Yeah, and
Sounds like it is defrosted.
He's studying in a freezer for practicing.
To get ready for the Green Bay weather, I assume.
Yeah, I think that's not weird. I think teams do that to acclimatise, or players do that to acclimatise. Anyway, that hasn't explained where you've got the 40 points.
Exactly that. No idea. I'll tell you what, if the Saints win by 40 odd points to like 13-14, that's crazy.
This week's bet of the week. The Saints to score 40 points.
40 points.
Packers, Monday
At the
night, Packers, even though the game's already taken place.
Yeah. I think I get good price for that.
I reckon you could as well.
Anyhow, moving on.
Well, the weird thing is that was the Texans and Chiefs chat. Where we just spent ages talking about Spencer Rattler in a freezer, which is almost certainly the fucking episode title now, isn't it?
Chiefs win again. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl. That's all.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl. I refuse to accept that this team will win a Super Bowl.
They shouldn't win it, no, but
I don't see a Chiefs team playing the current level winning 3 consecutive games against better opposition.
Someone's going to absolutely blow them up in the playoffs.
I think so as well.
Mahomes has got that air about him where he'll just raise his game enough.
Let's talk about Steelers 17, Ravens 34.
You played things early this season, didn't you, and beat them?
We were in this 17-all. And just some absolute shit play calling. We had another red zone fumble. Thanks, Wilson. We left points on the field, which is the thing that always annoys me. So going into closing stages where this could have been a 1-score game, it's actually a 3-score game, and left ourselves too much to do. Ravens, which they didn't do early this season, they got Derrick Henry running, and the run game worked. I kind of got that feeling on their first possession where they handed the ball off to Derrick Henry and he went like 28 yards, and I went, "Fuck, it's going to be one of those, isn't it?" And it was. Right. He had a great game.
What are the sort of multipliers against? Because Steelers are still top of the division, aren't they? I'm just looking. The divisional record is the same.
Yeah, and
I don't know what they're.
To be honest, I think if it comes down to points differential, Ravens will get it. I think.
So at the moment, it's got you at top of the division.
But our other divisional game is against the Bengals. Theirs is against the Browns.
So that could be the.
I know who I'd rather play. And whatever happens, I can just see it being that whoever wins the division, they'll end up facing the other team in the wild card anyway. So, okay, Edgy, your Cardinals against the Panthers.
I support them for 1 week.
They lost 30-36. It was poor.
They did ever so well to sort of get back in contention. I thought it was a good last drive just to get that field goal. And then when it went to overtime, I thought, come on, you can do this. It was just shit. I think that a big contributing factor was the injury to Connor, because what's apparent was there was no backup for him at all.
He was going well, wasn't he?
He was going very well. And then he left, I think, was it early third quarter, something like that?
He is their running game, essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of salt into the wound because it was Hubbard that got the win. I thought he did really well. 52 yards.
It was weird though because they were so bad in the air. The Cards.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, generally this year they've been pretty good. Even and we've been saying all season how much more sensible Kyler has been as a with his passing. None of that, and when they went behind, he started chasing the game a bit, and the old habits came back.
He looked as though he was breathing out of his arse towards the end. I don't know whether he was a fitness issue or the other thing. The tight end who hadn't scored a touchdown, it was McBride I was thinking of. So he's not scored a receiving touchdown all season, which is a bit.
No, but he's probably leading the league in like third down conversions or something like that. He's been generally putting up big numbers all year, but not this week.
So, well, do you know, Edgy, that's a great start there. Looking at him, he's put up an 87 and 96, 133 and 124 and 96, and not to have a touchdown. Yeah. Wow.
I think he's third in receiving the season.
Who's got more, him or Bowers?
Bowers is top, 1,067. We'll come on to him in a bit, but he's almost breaking the record from Mike Ditka, who I've heard of, so must be good.
Yeah. You've heard of him because of him being a coach, but back in the day,
possibly
in the pre-NFL days, he was the original star type. He was the George Kittle of his day.
Right. Okay.
Can we get on to the next game yet?
No, we're going to skip that one.
No, absolutely not. The game of the season.
Game of the season. Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's Philadelphia Eagles 33. Commanders 36. It was actually quite a good game.
It was a good game. I think it was.
Fuck you, Jalen Hurts. Ruined my fantasy in another league I'm in.
Did we see the Jalen Hurts incident? And if we did, what are your thoughts?
No, I don't think I did. Did he get squashed?
He was going down, and one of our players.
Come on, we're better than that.
I know.
No, we're not.
This is professional, Edgy. Come on.
Sorry.
Yeah, you prick.
So as we were going down to the floor, one of our players, I think it was Frankie, unbelievable, came and helped him to the floor. He got up, looked a bit shaky, off he went into the
I did see it.
Yeah, you did see it. Okay, go on, your comment before I carry on.
Well, it didn't look as though it was it looked like I've seen many more worse tackles on Sunday night 2 days ago. And I don't know, it seemed like he wanted to carry on, and then they were showing pictures of him, getting the old fingers in front of his eyes. How many am I holding up and everything?
How many fingers are up your bum?
Exactly, yeah.
Routine, yeah.
Come on, we're better than that. Then.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you prick.
But yeah, it didn't look as though, he'd taken a hit. But I guess if he's gone through the protocol and they've said you can't play.
If you look closely at the player, when he zoomed in, his helmet did bounce off the floor. And
so it's his head in the ground really that's caused the issue.
The head hit the ground and it bounced and hit it again. And when he got up, he did look groggy. He went off. He said he was all right to continue. But this is one thing I'm really glad about now. Sports are taken seriously. The concussion is you should never leave it up to a player. The player will always say.
And also it's good that it's independent as well.
Yeah, that is the most important thing.
But also from the Eagles' perspective, even if he was given the okay from the concussion protocol, they're already in the playoffs.
Yeah, yes. Why risk it?
Why risk him? If he still looks a little bit groggy, why actually risk him for it? Why not just say, actually, we've got Kenny Pickett. We don't need Jalen Hurts. We'll chuck it. But you got to look at the big picture here, hasn't you? You got to
Kenny Pickett. Look, Kenny Pickett's a decent two.
He is. That's his sort of.
And he's a decent two.
I mean, he could be the next Andy Dalton.
He could be.
That's huge.
Time will tell.
Two teams with loads of holes, Titans and Colts. Colts took this 38-30. Somehow the Colts are still in with a shout to get into the playoffs.
How though?
Despite beating
Jonathan Taylor. That's how.
Jonathan Taylor went mad this week.
Yeah.
After that fuck up the week before, I reckon he was on a bit of a mission this week.
Yeah.
But if you look at those two teams in general, and you take Jonathan Taylor out of the equation,
Yeah,
who is there in those teams?
yeah.
There's not much there, is there?
In either of them, you mean?
No, there's
Yeah.
nothing there. It just
And
nothing.
if the Colts conceded 30 points to a Mason Rudolph-led offense, I mean, that's not a good sign. I know we
can't
shouldn't
even
dwell
think-
on the games that technically mean nothing, but I'm just wondering what the point of these two teams is.
I'm wondering what's the
if you-
point of this division, not just these two teams.
Well,
Well,
I'm sure.
to be honest, the Texans have been on autopilot for the second
Yeah.
half of the season, haven't they? Because it's so comfortable that. But for start, the other three teams all seem to beat each other as well, which is kind of odd. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones where you go, wow, 30-38, but that was a good game, and somehow it wasn't. A game that did actually matter for one of the teams, Rams 19, Jets 9. Rams have kind of, after scoring all those points a couple of weeks ago, they seem to have gone off the boil in terms of
Backwards.
their offense, but their defense has really started showing up.
Yeah, from what I gather, it wasn't a case that the Jets' defense stopped them. It was just a case of poor offense from the Rams. But they did enough to obviously win. That's what I read. And
Yeah, I've heard whispers that Stafford's been struggling since that game against the Bills. So he maybe have like an injury or something like that. But Stafford's famous for playing on regardless.
Tough play.
Yeah, he gives it some Brett Favre. He hardly ever misses a game. And it could be that he's injured, maybe his arm or his shoulder or something like that, which is why he's not even making as many attempts. He hasn't launched many bombs either, which is not like Stafford. Normally he'll do a handful of those. So
You know, when you're on about bomb zone, he's not releasing bombs. I agree. Shoulder injury. Just thinking about it, and I'm flipping here, going back to the Chiefs and Mahomes. Maybe he's got a bit of like a shoulder injury because I know I don't have Tyreek Hill anymore, but there's less and less long plays now for Chiefs.
how many times have they used Worthy's pace on a passing
Exactly.
play? I've seen it used more on a run or on a sweep. They haven't really gone deep for.
It's like Debo style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a great play if you've got someone with that
Yeah.
acceleration. But he could also do a Tyreek play, and he hasn't done that either.
No,
I can't think of. I can think of maybe one all season where that's actually
Yeah, I don't know why.
happened.
Yeah, well, that is.
Browns at Bengals. Bengals still not quite dead.
they're going to do it. I told you they're going to do it.
24-6. Well, their next game is against the Broncos, obviously, and Broncos are one of the teams they need to lose. So they could, if the Bengals beat the Broncos, all of a sudden that comes down to.
So at the
Final
moment,
game as well.
is it in the Bengals' hands themselves? Or
No.
they've got to wait for other combinations?
The Bengals need to win both their games.
Yeah.
They need the Chargers or Broncos to lose both their games.
Right. So,
But also they need the Colts and Dolphins not to win both their games.
right, okay.
Because essentially there's two teams above them in the wildcard race.
Got you. So if the Bengals beat the Broncos next week,
Yeah.
and then the Broncos need to lose their last game, and the Bengals need to beat your Steelers,
Yeah.
and then as long as the Colts or the Dolphins don't win out, they could be in.
Yeah.
That's totally doable. That they deserve to be there. They deserve to be there.
Colts play the Giants
Well,
next.
right.
Dolphins play the Browns.
Oh God. Right.
Chargers play the Patriots. And obviously Broncos, Bengals. I think in a week's time when we're discussing how
Yeah.
the Bengals still technically have a chance to get into the playoffs, we'll
Well,
go,
not really.
yeah, but all these things aren't going to happen. Another team who aren't going to be in the playoffs, Chicago Bears, lost 34-17 to most of the Detroit Lions.
Franchise record for the Lions for most wins in a season.
Yes.
bodes well.
Now, we knew the Lions
is.
were going to beat the Bears. That's a given. Okay. The one thing that came out of this game that interests me the most, apart from that touchdown pass from Jared Goff when he started flailing around.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
totally
and
intended,
Gibbs,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
of course it was. They've been doing that in training.
Yeah. Brilliant, that was.
Yeah. Is it Campbell, the coordinator?
Dan
Yes.
Campbell.
Dan Campbell. And he's gone on record saying the Bears interest him as a go-to head coach wise.
What?
Which I'm thinking that's
Sorry, Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Detroit
not there.
Lions.
No, it's not Campbell, it's Johnson, isn't
Oh,
it?
you mean Ben Johnson?
Not Ben Johnson, sorry, it is
right.
Ben Johnson.
I was going to
take that,
say.
yeah. No, yeah, Ben Johnson, that's it, the Canadian sprinter. So he's apparently interested in taking the Bears job.
It's a promotion, isn't it?
It is a
Even
promotion.
even if it's from a really good team to a really bad team, it's still a promotion.
Yeah, it is. It is. Same division, of course, as the Lions.
That's why I don't think it will happen.
Yeah. I think you said last week, G, that if he's still under contract, you don't release him to a team that's in your division.
No. You let him go somewhere else. You let him go to the Jets.
Yeah.
In which case, they'll probably still be shit, and he'll come back as OC again a year later.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting, though, that if it does happen. Next game, New England Patriots and Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. Buffalo wins.
I've said a few times this year, the Buffalo start really slowly.
Mm.
They
haven't in the last couple of weeks, though, have
I'm
they?
going to say the last couple of weeks
That's what
done.
we were basing.
Well, no, they did against the Rams. They started that one really slowly, and then they came out fucking firing against the Lions.
Yes, they did.
And then they went back to starting slowly again. There seems to be no in between with them.
So do you blame that on the players, the coach, the calls?
I don't know. Is it them just feeling the opposition out?
Yeah, the opposition. Yeah.
Did you see Alan towards the end? He was sort of feeling his arm, shaking his hand
I
off.
saw that as well.
That
But
was
the
a bit
fact
concerning.
they put him back in, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I think it was that. If it was that bad, if you were in Buffalo's position, like Jalen Hurts, you just go actually stay off because they've got Mitch Trubisky as backup. Yeah. They don't need. I'll tell you what, the Steelers quarterbacks have got some plum gigs at backup QB, Eagles and Bills.
A comfortable victory, I suppose you could call. Well, it wasn't a comfortable victory.
To be fair, Edgy, it was the third quarter that killed New England. Conceded 10 points and score any points, and the phase of the play went. The third quarter, the Bills scored a touchdown. On the following possession, the Patriots coughed it up, to which the Bills scored a field goal. And then at the end of the third quarter, the Patriots throw an interception.
It was the easiest defensive touchdown ever.
Yeah, it was a
lateral.
It was a lateral that the guy dropped, and I don't think he knew the rules.
No.
I don't think he knew that.
I don't think any of them knew it.
No, I don't.
No, well, the defender who was nearest to it didn't know either.
He just jumped on it.
But it wasn't even him. I think he just followed the ball a bit, and then his mate just came out of nowhere, went that fucking live ball, and just dived on it out of nowhere, like he was smothering a bomb. Yeah, that was a really shit play to do on your own 5-yard line or whatever it is. A team who'd love to have 3 wins, Giants, 2-win Giants, whooped at the Falcons.
And no Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. No Kirk. I've got to say, I found that a very odd timing.
And he's allegedly gone. Not now, but before his bonus comes up in March. Is it March or May? Gone, saving themselves 10 million, so they don't have to pay his bonus. But of course, they start to pay out.
Hang on, if they're saving themselves 10 million, that means they still end up paying 170 million.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
they only signed him 9 months ago.
Yeah, and also on a 4-year contract.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
So the 4-year, so they're essentially getting rid of him with 3 years left, 2 of which were probably guaranteed.
100 million in guaranteed.
Oh, right, okay, 100 million guaranteed. Well, they haven't paid him 100 million this year, have they? So they're going to be writing off a big chunk of that. And
Yeah.
and this game was only against the fucking Giants.
Yeah. That's signed
Why
a
would
4-year,
you- why would
180,
you-
180
Why would you
million
make
contract.
this decision based on one game against the Giants?
I don't know.
But apparently,
Everything that the Falcons have done in the last year around the quarterback position has made no sense. So why not? Why not just do this?
so the Atlanta Falcons are expected to cut Kirk Cousins before his 10 million roster bonus is due on the March 17th.
Okay, so yeah, so the bonus is when you say it's 100 million guaranteed on a 180 million contract. That 10 million is part of the difference between the 100 million guaranteed and the 180 million contract. So Kirko's still getting 100 million for this, and he's getting cut. So he'll be in the Russell Wilson position next year, where he'll get to play for another club, and the Falcons will be paying him.
I wonder who that's going to be.
Might happen, mightn't
it?
They've got history.
Yeah.
Not saying it's unheard of in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Can we move on to what I think was actually the game of the week?
We've already
Vikings
done
and
Washington.
Seahawks.
We've already done Washington. What are you on about?
That's why I said I think was the game of the week.
Yeah.
Because, someone else might be slightly more biased than me. But
this was a good game as well.
Vikings, Seahawks. Seahawks probably needed this more, and for a long time it looked like they were going to edge this, but in the end, Vikings took it by 3 points.
Donald again, isn't it?
Darno rolls on.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson is a beast.
Yeah, he is.
He's an amazing receiver, really is. That's why they're in with a shout this season, the Vikings, because there's kind of like a field around him where you just get the ball into that field, and there's every chance Justin Jefferson will come down with the ball.
Well,
He's an
I think
astonishing receiver.
I think it was his touchdown, his second touchdown, where it showed you sort of the angle from Darnold's view, and you could see there's a defender running with Jefferson, and I think the safety was deep. He was going to come across to him, so he knew full well there was going to be double coverage. And he thought, do you know what? Fuck it, it's JJ. He's going to catch it. And it was a perfect throw, and he did exactly that. He just went up and out-muscled everybody and came down with it.
I always make the Megatron comparisons, but that's why. He's the most similar receiver I've seen to Megatron since Megatron played. So, yeah, he's just different class at the moment. And he's got that gives them a chance. Their defense has been pretty solid all season as well.
Yep.
But it gives them.
Defense.
But having someone like that, if you're in a spot in the playoffs where you're 6 points down in the last a minute left, there's every chance that Justin Jefferson's gonna do a 70-yard play, and not many teams have a player who's capable of doing it, or you'd even expect them to be able to do that.
No, great player. It gets paid for one reason, because he's probably the best, or certainly the top 2 wide receiver in this league, without shadow.
If I had to choose one out of him and Chase, I think I'd go Jefferson.
I'd go Jefferson. Yeah, I would as well.
49ers 17, Dolphins 29. Remember back end of August, Daz? Me and you both thought the 49ers were going to do well this year.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago, wasn't it? A long time ago.
It does feel such a long time ago. But I don't know honestly where. I know it's injuries, and they have the lion's share. That's wrong. It's going to change from the lion's share now, called the 49ers share of injuries. I get that, but end of the day,
I think you're back to the Lions again, isn't it now?
yeah, but we're changing now from the lion's share to the 49ers share. 2-3 seasons they've been absolutely hammered with injuries. We can't use injuries all the time. You know, you're a team, you're a squad for a reason. Some of the calls I don't like on the field. Some of the plays I definitely don't like on the field. And I'm still harping on about Brock Purdy being the future of the 49ers, and I'm not convinced at all he is the future of the 49ers.
He will be. He's signing a 5-year contract with them.
Who told you that? Billy Bob Bakewell?
Yeah. But Billy Bob reckons that this is already a done deal, and he's joining the 200 million club. And the reason it's not announced yet is because it would impact this year's salary cap, which they can't afford to do. So it's going to be announced end of the season.
Then I think the 49ers will not contend for a Super Bowl for maybe 2-3 seasons, maybe longer.
Yeah, there's going to be a few players out of contract who go on free agency. And there's going to be a lot of takers for these players because if they're fit, they are some of the best players in the league.
Yeah, I think this was the year that the 49ers needed to do something. It's not happened. Game over.
I thought it was the last chance saloon for this.
And I think it's over now.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a bit like the Dolphins.
I also think it's a shame because it's really difficult to get together that kind of team and to have it sort of destroyed by injuries rather than form or fitness or form or just like stupid play calling or any of that sort of thing. And this has been injuries. They've been fucking hammered by them for 3 years.
So would you say that their chance of glory has gone now for the next couple of years?
You get a window when you get a mix of big contract, but you also get a mix of like rookies who are on relatively low salaries, and you get a window where you can keep that roster together. This is the end of that window for the 49ers.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it was Madden, you turn off the injury mode on Madden. The 49ers will probably have the best offense without shadow of a doubt. They've got playmakers in every position going. But still dubious about Purdy, but the wide receivers are great. The running back great. They've got everything. The line is good as well.
They got people like Warner and stuff as well.
Yeah, and the defense is good. And if you're going around picking 11 on offense, 11 on defense, easily you pick around about 7, 8, 9 49ers to make the ultimate NFL team injury-free in the overall squad.
Buccaneers 24, Cowboys 26. Bucks missed their chance to take control of their division, but should still do it just because they've got an easier.
Yeah, I don't understand the Bucks. They get into positions to go on and go forward, and they then take 2 steps back. I don't understand what they do in the Bucks. It's just the team you can never put your money on, Bucks, because you've no idea what you're going to get. They're the team that you don't want to play against because you don't know what they're going to play against you that day.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands, them and the Falcons are both 8 and 7.
Yeah.
Falcons got the Commies, obviously, this week.
Yeah.
Bucks have got the Panthers this week. But the Bucks do need to win more games overall because the Falcons are 2-0 against the Bucks in a head-to-head.
Yeah.
So it could well be the Bucks need to win both their games to win the division. I think they will. I think they're just a better team than the Falcons, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And especially now they've got Penix in. We don't know what he's like, so he's untested and tried.
Well, we'll find out.
If you you're eliminated. Let's use the Cards as an example. Is there any benefit to finishing third in the division or higher up in the conference than now just completely
lower pick?
That is you don't get any sort of monetary value or
there probably is, but I don't think it's
negligible.
Yeah, I don't think it's all that.
So it's literally just for draft pick, right?
Yeah, I think it's that Falcons beating the Buccaneers twice, which is why the Cards can't go in. There's some weird reason that makes it impossible for the Cards to actually even get a wild card place. There's no possible series of results that would let the Cards even get a wild card place.
So I mean, what I was getting at is that unless you're in the Giants' territory of going for number 1 pick and you're now out of it, do you get people on the beach now? They can't be asked.
Yeah, but obviously, officially, no, that never happens.
Right.
Unofficially, players are still going to be playing for their own bonuses and stuff like that.
Oh, of course.
But in terms of, for example, some owners, it's rumoured, some owners will ask the coach to maybe try some high risk, less sensible plays at important times during games.
Right.
And oh no, we happen to have lost. It's kind of that sort of thing.
What about leaving the players out so they don't have to pay the bonuses?
It's all rumours.
Right.
No, it's well, basically, if, for example, the Browns suddenly left Myles Garrett out when he's available,
He'd get
that may get flagged up somewhat to the NFL.
Yeah.
Quick word on the Packers beating the Saints last night, which
Great
definitely
result.
happened.
Played really well, deserved it. Yeah.
Yeah, Packers now on 11-4 for the season. Confirmed to be at least a wildcard team. Still in with a minor shout, I think, of even winning their division, but that does seem unlikely.
What did you think to that really controversial play in the second quarter?
When Derek Carr shot that guy.
Ricky Pearsall?
What was Pearsall even doing on the field?
The penalty, obviously.
Why is he at the Saints Packers games? Surely he should be at the Texans game where every game takes place.
Random rookie roulette. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Random rookie roulette. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Random rookie roulette.
Chop. Another tackle, solo tackle, and another sack.
Oh, well done, man.
In a win against the 49ers.
Phenomenal.
But kind of quietly impressive season for Chop.
Seems to be getting better.
He's been consistent, I think, as well. The Dolphins' defense as a whole, I think, has improved as the season has gone on. But another sack. I think that's 3 of the last 4 he's got a sack.
Very, very well done.
Good on Chop.
Yeah,
they were giving him proper plaudits on the commentary, saying that they've got themselves a real star of the
that's
defense.
good.
Yeah.
It was always
you could build around as well.
It was a mystery man coming out of college, because it was one of those where he didn't come out with a lot of sacks, but it was always come out with a lot of QB hurries and pressures.
Yeah, so it's hard to judge on stats alone, which kind of makes this section pointless.
Yeah.
But we're not stopping now.
Absolutely not.
I always base it on how many times have I heard his name in commentary, and of all 3 of ours, I hear his name far more frequently.
But let's go on to the colander, Ricky Pearsall.
100% completion rate, 4 catches from 4 attempts.
Yeah.
He saw his second most amount of snaps, so 3rd most amount of snaps in this. He went for 37 yards. He did give up 2 quite big penalties, however, though, that chalked off probably about 26 of them yards, but no touchdown.
Worth saying that of those 4 receptions, 2 were for first downs as well.
Which adds to it.
Yeah. Still doesn't get a sack.
Is this his best game overall?
No, he had a touchdown. Week 10 against the Bucks, 4 completions from 6 attempts, 73 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
That was his best week.
I was just seeing if there was a way of possibly getting him the award this week, but you just talked me out of it. Okay,
yeah.
Cheers.
It's all right. And he doesn't deserve it.
No.
Okay, let's go on to Peyton Wilson, this year's champion in waiting. We haven't crowned him yet, but come the end of the season, he will win, because I think he's still...
It's unassailable, I think.
He's 4 ahead with 3 games left.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's 1 4 and 3, as we would say in the Ryder Cup. Yeah.
Golf?
Anyway, yeah, it is. So Peyton Wilson, he actually finished with 2 tackles, 1 assisted, but that means he still finished 2 tackles ahead of his teammate, Beanie Bishop Jr.
I'll tell you the weird thing is, the ESPN site appears to have gone a bit bonkers. I'll tell you why, because Peyton Wilson's stats this week, it shows him as having 64 tackles and an interception this week.
A hell of a game.
In that game against the Ravens, he apparently had 64 tackles in that game. Yeah. The guy's a fucking machine.
He's a monster, isn't he?
Okay, let's see if I can find out. Just working it. Yeah, so I've got 3 tackles, 2 solo, and 1 assist.
Oh, interesting. According to NFL, he's 2 tackles, 1 assist.
There you go. Okay.
Not spectacular either way.
Which is a bit of a downer from the 64 tackles and one interception I was promised.
Yeah.
But another steady game.
Get that website to see if they've given Pearsall 3 touchdowns.
Sadly, his appears to be right.
Damn.
Yeah,
9.3 yards of reception, 37 yards, 4 receptions from 4 targets.
3 and 2 is correct. I've just gone to Bleachers. They're giving 3 and 2 as well. But I don't think it's enough to beat Chop. My vote would be for Chop.
Chop, the late season sack machine, Chop Robinson. Yeah, so that puts Chop now, I think, 3 behind with 2 to play. It's all to play for.
Next week's predictions.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to battle through these tonight.
Last week's.
Well, we all scored the same last week.
Yeah.
So Daz is still ahead by 2. Edgy bringing up the rear.
8 points to make up in 2 weeks.
I mean, you've pretty much got to go against the grain on all of these.
Decided that, yeah.
Okay, so Daz, as leader, you get to go first.
Yeah, 2 teams I'm not a big fan of. Chiefs have just been lucky. Steelers, I think the luck has finally run out with the defense. I'm going to go Chiefs.
Fair enough. I think Steelers will bounce back against the overrated Kansas City Chiefs.
And Edgy's going to go for a tie.
Even on a short week.
How am I supposed to go against this now?
Well, put down who you think will win, every game this season.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
Yeah, but I need to go against.
I've gone for who I don't think will win.
I need to go against
I can't help more than that.
To get right, okay. So really, I've got to go for second place. So I've got to go against you, Greggles. So I'll go with Kansas.
Next game is the Ravens at Texans. All day Ravens, isn't it?
Having seen Derrick Henry in full effect, maybe he's got his form back just at the right time of the season. Texans haven't been flying this year. Ravens will win this.
I'm going to go with the Texans because they've been flying this year. So Houston's going to win them.
Also, I wanted to give Edgy one to go for.
Next game sees Seattle Seahawks travel to the Chicago Bears. The Bears have given up this season a long time ago. Seahawks still need to win. So I've gone Seahawks.
Must win Seahawks to take it to the final game against the Rams. Seahawks essentially need to win both these to get into the playoffs. They'll beat the Bears because the Bears are dreadful.
Seattle.
Not the Bears.
Yeah.
No,
I'm going to help you. What happened to your theory of you going to go against all?
Yeah, but there are certain ones.
You're going to look so foolish now when the Bears win.
You've got to take into account you're going to get 4 or 5 right that I'm not, so I need to latch onto those and make sure I get them right as well. And Seattle is 100% one of those.
Next one, the Chargers at Patriots. We know what the Patriots are like. Chargers have been slipping defensively lately, but Patriots don't have anything to put onto the Chargers. So I'm going Chargers.
Chargers' other non-McConkey receivers actually looked all right second half against the Broncos. There's a little bit of life in them. Chargers will beat the Patriots regardless because the Patriots just aren't a very good team. But the Chargers have shown a bit of a spark on offense that hasn't really been there much this season. So Chargers for me.
Chargers for me.
You're not going for the.
We're only 4 games in. Just get on to the next one.
These are your opportunities to.
No, Chargers versus the Patriots is not an opportunity. The next one, however, next 3, however.
So Broncos versus Bengals. This should be a decent game, shouldn't it? Interesting game.
Be. I mean, Broncos. If they win this, they're not only confirmed in the playoffs, they are also guaranteed to stop the Bengals beating them. So it's a huge game.
This is going to be a good game. Let's say good game. I think the Bengals offense outscore a Broncos offense, but all my picks have gone in bold so far. So that means I'm going to win those 4 games. Okay. So now I've
No, that's just you being shit at formatting.
no, not at all. So now I've gone for Bengals. It's not gone into bold text. So I'm thinking if I'd have put the Broncos in, I reckon that would have been bold. Oh shit! No, that's messing with me. Shit, I'm gonna have to change it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Bengals.
I'm also Edgy will love this.
No,
I'm also going to go for the Bengals.
Okay, no,
because I thought that their defense looked very tired against the Chargers' offense the other day, and it's not the time of season to be looking tired, particularly when you got to play the Bengals. So I reckon the Bengals will just outscore.
I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos because I thought their defense didn't look tired at all, and they will outscore the Cincinnati Bengals because it is the time of year. Basically, the exact opposite of everything.
Next game, Cardinals at Rams.
Edgy's Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cards lost against the Panthers. Did they bounce back at the Rams? I'm going to say no, they don't. So I'm going to go Rams.
I'm also going to go for the Rams. Cardinals got nothing to play for. Rams got everything to play for.
I mean, I can't fault your analysis there, but it's the Cardinals, so I've got to go.
You can't go against your own team.
So Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings.
After Green Bay's win last night, what a win that was.
I class these two teams are very close in personnel, in coaching. Vikings obviously 13-2. Packers good record as well. Packers are the ultimate team, really, aren't they? Both sides of the ball. I've gone for against Vikings. It's a shame I don't have your spreadsheets up, Edgy, because I don't think I've gone for Vikings that much this season. But I'm going to go for Vikings this week.
I'll tell you what would be really good is that if I could recall what the Packers played like against the Saints, to know exactly the form they're in. Going into this
40
game.
Points in, didn't they?
They somehow conceded 40 points and scored 70.
Also known as the Freezer Bowl.
The Freezer Bowl, yeah. I've also got to go different to Daz on some of these, so and I find this one very close to call. So because Daz has gone Vikings, I'm going to go Packers, which I know fucks Edgy a bit, but every man for himself.
Well, I'd put down Minnesota as my pick anyway, and if you'd have both gone with Minnesota, I'd have gone with Green Bay. But I think I'll go for Minnesota.
So Jets at the Bills. The Bills look impressive against the Packers, the Patriots, sorry. But I think the Bills are slipping into the Chiefs mode where they'll just beat any team, no matter how they play, but they'll still beat the team they play. So I'm going to go Bills. Oh, sorry, and Jets are shit.
Yeah, I can't go for anything other than a Bills win in this game. There's no logical leap I can make that will lead me towards predicting anything other than the Bills winning pretty comfortably against the Jets.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah, you can't go against that, I don't think. The next one
is a shit bowl.
Yeah, this is the worst game of the week, maybe of the season. Who knows? So Titans at Jaguars. Oh, this, how can you call this game is shit, isn't it?
The weird thing is, this counts as much as all the others in terms of
does. There's points mean prizes. Jags, because they've got a better win hit rate for me.
Fucking hell. The Jags just lost to the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Titans are at least trying. I'm not convinced the Jags are. I'm going to go for the Titans.
Yeah, okay.
Even though Mason Rudolph's their quarterback.
Interestingly,
this is Mason Rudolph against Mac Jones.
Yeah. The powerhouses.
What are their histories?
It still counts.
They're both sort of established quarterbacks, aren't they?
Well, they're both established as not being very good quarterbacks.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph.
Playing at Christmas.
Yeah.
Sold. Tennessee, please.
Next one, Colts at Giants. We're at the Giants. I'm not a big fan of the Colts, so I'm going to go for the Colts. Oh, now it's gone italic.
What does that mean? Match abandoned. Fucking hell. I'm also going to go for the Colts. Can I have Comic Sans, please?
Get what you're
Can't wait
given.
for the next one. It's got to be Indianapolis all round.
Yeah, you think Colts as well?
Yeah.
3 italic Colts. What can possibly go wrong?
Two
Raiders.
turtle doves.
Next one, it's the Raiders at the Saints.
Whoever they're playing.
Yeah,
I'll go for whoever they're playing.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the Saints because it's pink now. It's like someone's toying with it.
It's fun with spreadsheets everywhere.
So I've gone for the Saints because I don't like the Raiders. Look at him; he's already gone down when he's changing. I can see him changing.
The Saints put up astonishing 40 points in the freezer bowl. They will batter the Raiders.
Yeah,
the
I think
Saints
so.
for both
Yeah,
of you. Right,
yeah.
I'm going for the Raiders. Come on.
Raiders, that's a big guess. Well, you've got to do it.
They're on a winning streak, aren't they, the Raiders? So
The biggest one for this season.
Streak.
Interestingly,
it's a streak for them, isn't
Yeah, I
it?
suppose so.
interestingly, at the start of the season, I said Panthers will get 6 wins, which means they've got to win out. They played Bucks, who are shaky to say the least. It's a divisional game. I think the Bucks struggle in divisional games, so I'm going to go for the Bucks.
Type it in, Daz. Come on.
I can't type in. It's not letting me.
Just type it in.
It's not letting me type it in.
Just type it in, Daz. Come on.
I will do, yeah. So what are you going for?
No, you first.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Just type it in.
I have done.
Aw.
What about you, Jake?
As you've already put the Bucks in for me, I'm going to go for the Bucks only because
They'll win.
But they need to win in order to have a chance of the playoffs. On form, I reckon the Panthers have got a chance here. But,
I agree with that. I agree. Totally agree.
The Bucks just need this more.
Yeah. Edge.
Tampa Bay.
So I've gone for Dolphins at Browns because Browns are not very good. They don't have a quarterback, therefore they'll never win a game.
Is Katarina Johnson-Thompson their quarterback again?
Exactly. Who knows what's going on? Even the Browns don't know what's going on.
I mean, if Jameis was back, there's always a chance him and Judy hook up.
Yeah.
Without that connection, they will do very little on offense, and the Dolphins will win this by at least 2 scores.
Agreed.
Dolphins all rounds?
Yep.
So I've all gone Eagles on that one. Now we've got Falcons.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, Falcons at Commanders. So I've gone JD5 all day long on this one. We've too much for the Falcons.
I think
it's dangerous
in this
territory.
game, very dangerous territory.
The Texans.
The Commanders, I believe they're now in
93%. 93%.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff needs to happen.
If, buts, and maybes. That's right. Correct.
The Falcons are in the same position as the Bucks. They have to win this. I'm going to go for the Falcons. At least the scores are going to be varied this week. If we all end up the same, it's going to be fucking weird this week.
So you're called TE5.
I was going to go with the Falcons, to be honest, because I assumed that both of you would go with Washington. But I'm going to go with Jesse Lingard.
And we come to our very
Is this the sick bowl? Is that what this game's known as?
It's got to be. It's got to be.
I've got a note from my mum bowl.
But I think the 49ers are just slumping. I think morale's at all-time low. I think everyone's pissed off. They want the season over. Lions to beat the 49ers.
Yeah. 49ers got nothing to play for. Lions are going to want that top seed.
Yeah, agreed.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, does that conclude the draw?
I think so.
It does conclude the draw. We also probably need to say something about Christmas because it's
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So shall we do that? Because I could put some. Oh,
sorry.
I didn't want to interrupt her.
No, I don't.
Story of Daz's life.
That's why he fucking talks non-stop to us.
Just happy to get a word in.
Don't say that. She's bored.
Only time he gets to speak. So. No, I was just going to say, because I put some like Christmassy music under this.
Nice.
And we can sincerely say to both the listeners,
Yeah.
from Quarterback Sack and Crack podcast, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Steve Young.
Merry Christmas, Claire.
And the other one.
And fuck you, Brian.
Oh yeah, fuck off, Brian.
Fuck off, Brian.
If you want to buy an official fuck off, Brian apron, then to be honest, I'll buy an apron and I'll write on it with permanent marker, fuck off, Brian. I'll send you it for nothing. So,
a plain white T-shirt with just with scribble on.
Yeah, but we will write "fuck off, Brian" on any of your garments if you ask nicely.
You have to pay postage.
Yeah.
qbscpod@gmail.com.
Waffling through the pod on a cold December night, talking about the games and loads of other shite. Although we try our best, there's not too much to hear. It's all that we can do to bring some Christmas cheer. Oh, quarterback, sack and crack, the pod that's in the know. Talking about the NFL and singing ho, ho, ho. Hey, quarterback, sack and crack, we're here to have our say. Sending you an episode on bloody Christmas Day. Merry Christmas from Greggles, Dazzler and Edgy to all the listeners to the Quarterback Sack and Crack podcast, apart from Brian, obviously.
What's your favorite hunting tradition? Is it the early morning coffee by the campfire, or the stories shared while waiting in the blind? Maybe it's that special spot you go back to every season, just like the person who first took you hunting. Hunting season is finally here, and Academy Sports and Outdoors has everything you need to gear up for less. From shotguns and rifles to feeders, game cameras, camo, and more, we've got the brands you trust and the prices you'll love. Plus, text HUNT24 to 22369 and get $20 off when you spend $100 on hunting supplies at academy.com. Need a hunting license? Pick it up in store while you shop. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Gear up, have fun, and make this season your best one yet.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.